So just brief for now, I am just going to do a brief introduction of our team. You all have obviously heard of our team because you're here, but I don't know if you know the background about our oil spill outreach team. So just a quick overview. We are a partnership between Sea Grant and GoMRI. We have been funded to share and translate oil spill science with stakeholder groups such as yourselves. And so just a quick background on Sea Grant. We're primarily funded through NOAA. We're university-based programs, and we have a network with a presence in every coastal state. And Sea Grant personnel live and work in the areas that we serve. And we have 4 focus areas, which consist of healthy coastal systems, resilient communities and economies, sustainable fisheries and aquaculture, as well as environmental literacy and workforce development. And then most of you, I'm pretty sure, know of GoMRI and how they became funded. They got funded for 10 years, and this is why we're here this week, to listen about all the great science that they are producing. So we like to share our science, and how do we do that? We do that in 2 different ways. We, the team, which actually I didn't introduce, I am so sorry. There's a team of 6 of us. There are the pictures. So we have a team member represented in each Gulf state. Chris Hale is from Texas. She's in the back over there. Emily Douglas is up here on the front, and she's Louisiana Sea Grant. Larissa Graham is with Mississippi Alabama Sea Grant, and she's located in Ocean Springs, and y'all met her when you checked in. And I am actually located in St. Petersburg, Florida with Florida Sea Grant. Our regional coordinator, Steve Sempier, is also in Ocean Springs with Mississippi Alabama. And we have our communicator, Tara Skelton, who's also in the back, and she's also in Ocean Springs with Mississippi Alabama. So we each individually work for our states, but we work regionally as a team. And now in our Phase 2 funding, we're actually going to try to go national and share our knowledge from what we learned with this regional team with the National Sea Grant networking. So how do we share our science? We have 2 main ways that we do this. We produce publications that have specific topics that we have heard from our target audiences, what they want to learn more about, that include from oil spill science. Okay. If you walked in, there's 2 racks that we've had 11 publications that we've produced so far, and they're all in the back. Feel free to take whatever copies you want. Take one of each. We have hundreds. Some of us brought them in, so we'd like to not leave with so much luggage. So anyways, we do have oil spill publications, and the second way we do it is by hosting seminars or workshops like you guys are here. We've hosted, I think we're up to 16 seminars / workshops now, and we keep on going. We're funded for 3 more years, so these are going to be popping up along the Gulf Coast, and again, we're going nationally, so hoping to spread the oil spill science throughout the nation. So just a quick broad research questions that GoMRI answers, and these are some of the questions that we hope to answer with the science that is being produced from these scientists. And not only, it's all peer-reviewed research. We can only share peer-reviewed research. So if it's a published paper, that's where we go looking. And although we do share GoMRI science, we also go outside the GoMRI science realm and share, as long as if it's on that top and it's been peer-reviewed, we try to encompass as much science as we can. So just to share a little bit of science, just because where we are, I just want to share a little bit. I know most of you probably already know some of these numbers, but the last number is that 1,313 miles of shorelines were oiled. In this map, you can see that red indicates heavily oiled, blue is non-observed, no oil observed, and everything in between is kind of is in between moderate or light or very light areas that were oiled. And just splitting it up by state, you can see that Louisiana took 64% of the oil that made it on shore. So that's a big chunk, and we're in Louisiana, so I just thought I'd share that figure with you. I don't want to share too much science because we will have 2 scientists coming up, and they know a lot more about this than I do, so I'm just giving you a brief overview. And just impact, so the habitats that were impacted, wetlands, so of that oil that came on shore, 52% of it impacted wetlands. And then this is just a small quote from one of our wetland papers that's coming up, and it said that plant cover decreased from 11 to 53% in heavily oiled sites in Louisiana after the spill, which is a pretty good chunk. And so just to introduce another scientist in the area and just tell you a little bit more about other research going on, I'm going to show you this quick film from Dispatches of the Gulf.
We're in Terrebonne, bay next to a Spartina marsh. It's the common marsh that we have, salt marsh. One of the beautiful things about Louisiana is that most of the things rely on the estuary and the offshore. So the blue crabs live in the estuary and also some offshore, but they migrate offshore to lay their eggs, and then the larvae somehow find their way back to the best place to be in the marsh. Much of the research that was done on the Deepwater Horizon is out in deep water where the wellhead exploded and broke and the rig spewed the hundreds of thousands of gallons of oil. But a lot of the oil did come on shore, and a lot of it, most of it came on shore in the Louisiana marshes and on our beaches. So our consortium is looking at the effects of the oil spill on our coastal ecosystems. We have deployed on these 3 poles some crab collectors, the very small stages of crabs, the larval crabs, before they turn into what you can tell is a blue crab. And it's a very important part in their life history because this is when they recruit to the marsh. This is when they make it or don't make it. One of our findings is that the Louisiana wetlands are under constant attack from lots of things: sea level rise, land loss, diversions, changes in water level, changes in hydrology, and there is a background level of oil in the Louisiana marshes because we are an oil and gas state. I think one of the important things to understand in coastal Louisiana is that the oil industry and the commercial fisheries industry work hand in hand. They both know that the other is important because just living off of the land is not sufficient. So we've known for a long time that we've got to work both parts of that into our social structure and into our economy so that neither side is harmed by the activities of the other.
So let's just do a quick few goals of this workshop. So we brought a diverse group of speakers so we could listen and hear all sides of the story. And we're hoping to foster networking and collaborations between researchers and responders. And then discuss the challenges that both responders and researchers have during oil spills. And then discuss strategies that could be useful to help bridge any gaps between our target audiences that are in this group.